Dandavat pranams to everybody. Hare Krishna. So today is the 12th of August, Monday, 2024, and we're streaming from Puri Dham, where actually these last chapters of Jaiva Dharma were spoken directly from here. And today we took darshan of the Gambhira, where Gopal Guru has his sitting place, where the actual pastimes were spoken. So very beautiful. So we'll have a kirtan and then we'll begin our reading. So Sachi, you're going to tell me how the sound is. There's a fan. I don't know whether it's going to be disturbing or not. I'm waiting to hear what you say. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari 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 Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodananda Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Tira Vanachari O Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari O Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari O Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare O Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare O Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jaya Nityananda Rai, Jaya Nityananda Rai, Nityananda Rai, Jaya Nityananda Rai, Nityananda Rai, Jaya Nityananda Rai, O Jaya Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari, Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari, Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari, Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura. O Jaya Radha, Gopinatha Radha, Gopinatha Radhe, Radha Gopinatha Radha, Gopinatha Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, 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 Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga and Havika Giridhare Radha Tota Gopinath Ju Ki Jai Jai Nityananda Rai Ki Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari Ki Jai Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tadasara Shishimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tadasara Shishimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tadasara Shishimad Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Jagat Guru Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tadasara Shishimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Paramahamsa Mahabhagavat Srila Gaura Kishodas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Saptam Goswami Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Jai Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Srila Baladevi Dibhushan Gauri Vedantacharya Ki Jai Jai Srila Vishnath Chakravarti Thakur Ki Jai Jai Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu Treya Ki Jai Jai Srila Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jai Jai Shri Rup Sanatan Shri Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Sat Goswami Prabhu's Ki Jai Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai Jai Swarab Damodar Rai Ramananda Gauda Parsada Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Siga Hol Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Antadvip Mayapur Simantadvip Gautramdvip Madhyadvip Koladvip Ritudvip Janudvip Modamdvip Rududvip Atmaka Navadvip Dhan Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopiko Govardhan Dwarasavar Madmika Shri Braja Mandal Ki Jai Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund Ganga Jamuna Devi Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Shrimati Brinda Devi Maharani Ki Jai Shrimati Yoga Maya Maharani Ki Jai Jai Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Ki Jai Ketra Mandal Ki Jai Sarva Vigna Vanashtakari Shri Nrsingadev Bhagavan Ki Jai Bhakta Prabha Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai Chari Dham ki jai, Chari Sampradaya ki jai, Chari Acharya ki jai, Akhara Mat Raj Shri Chaitanya Mat ki jai, Shri Keshav Ji Gaudiya Mat ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Kota Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagat Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gau Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Om Agina Timirandasya Gyananjala Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tharabhaktaya Namo Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Shtapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Priya Sarupe, Taita Sarupe, Prema Sarupe, Sahaja Rupe, Nijana Rupe, Prabhueka Rupe, Tatana Rupe, Swabala Sarupe, Anapita Chirim Chirat, Kuranavar Pinokalo, Samarpaitam Unnata Ujvala Rasam Svabhakti Shriyam, Hari Purata Sundarata Tikatamba Sadipita, Sadahridare Kandare Sparatu Iva Sachinandanaha. Iham Paravajantam Anapetyam Apeti Krityam Vaipaino Viraha Katara Ajubhava Putre Titam Mayatayo Tarava Vinidustam Sarvabhutam Hridim Munimanatoshmi Bhaktya Vihina Aparara Lakshay Shittascha Karmadi Tarangamadye Kripamai Tvam Sharanam Prapana Vrinde Namaste Charanarabindam Bhajami Radham Aravinda Netram Smarami Radham Madhurasmitasya Vadami Radham Karuna Baradram Tato Mamanasti Katina Kapi Tavaivasmi Najivami Tvaivina Iti Vignaya Radhe Tvam Nayavam Charantikam. I'm first of all offering millions and millions of Dandavat pranams to the lotus feet of my beloved Gurudev Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tarasara Shishimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. I'm offering the same again unto our dearmost Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Astol Taradhar Shishimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And again to our most beloved Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namane Gaura Shakti Swarapaya Rupanuga Varayate. And our illustrious Rupanuga Guru Varga and all the Vaishnava and Vaishnavi devotees of the Lord, my Dandavat pranams to all of you. Vanchakalpa Turubhyascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Patitanam Pavnibhyo Vaishnavim Namaha. You can turn that off now. Just turn it off. You'll be ready. You can turn it on again if you need to. Yeah, okay. So I think that will be a better sound for everyone. Just leave it. But if I need it again, I'll tell you. So coming to our Falshruti, the first 5 verses, page 829. Prithivite yatakata taramaname chale, bhagavata kahishame paripurna chale. As indicated in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.2, all the philosophies on earth that are celebrated as dharma are utterly deceptive. When this was first written, this was an explosive statement. When this book first hit the market in Kolkata in 1897, I think it was, first written, then it was like a shock for everyone to appreciate that. But by careful study of the reading, we understand what the great Thakur is referencing. He's referencing dharma, artha, kama, moksha, which is going to be described in the next verse, are deceptive truths. Chale dharma chadikara satya dharmimati chatuvargya tyajitara nitya prema kati. One should completely abandon such deceptive dharmas and absorb his mind in true dharma. In other words, one should give up the fourfold goals of material life, dharma, artha, karma, moksha, and aspire solely for the ultimate destination of nitya prema. Amitva mimamsa brahme nija jade buddhi nirvishesha brahm gyan nahi chirashuri. Those who are deluded identify themselves with matter. That is their error. However, one cannot be purified by such delusion by endeavors for nirvishesh brahm gyan, You can't run away into the Brahmajyoti and attain moksha and be freed from the duality of material existence. Ivi chitrata hina hale nirvishesha hoy kala simatolya seya aprakritanoi. The Mayavadi thinks Sri Krishna to be subject to the limitations of time, such as birth and death, and considers that he is not transcendental. Thus he rejects Sri Bhagavan's Vichitrata, astonishing characteristics, paraphernalia qualities and lila. Through this vicious attempt, he is left with the philosophy of Nirvishesh Brahma. Kannigyana haya dharma ache sunischaya prakriti hoya karu aprakritanaya. Such base and contemptible gyan, which arises out of an attempt to dismember the divine form of Bhagavan, is only fit to be rejected. It is prakrita, materialistic, and should never be given credence as aprakritam. So there's so much tattva siddhanta in these 5 verses. So much is there, such a weight of a gift to understand if we unpack, especially reading that Bhakti Tattva Vivek. This is very, very helpful to deeply appreciate what he's saying here. Okay, so we'll come to our subject matter for today in chapter 38. And we were talking about the 4 types of sambhog. This was the question that Vijay Kumar had raised. His question was about the sambhog. Where is it? Yes. Yes, he inquired from his Gurudev about sambhog ras. So I think we'll go from the top of page 774, just to recap a little bit what we spoke last time. The sound is okay for everybody? You can make a comment if it's not. So, Vijay, what is mukhya sambhog? Mukhya is the primary sambhog. Goswami, mukhya principal sambhog is the sambhog that takes place in the awakened state. There are 4 kinds of mukhya sambhog. He says awakened state because vipralamba bhav is in a very internal state completely. Vipralamba bhav is eternal, internal. Sambhog is like external. Krishna's there. You're directly associating with him. Vipralamba is internal. So it's not considered like such an awakened state. It's an inner awakened state. You understand? There are 4 kinds of mukhya sambhog. 1, Sankshipta sambhog, brief sambhog, which takes place after Purvarag. So if you're taking the notes, you can have these 4 meetings paralleling the 4 separation moves. 2, Sankiran sambhog, restricted sambhog, which takes place after man is pacified. 3, Sampanna sambhog, enriched sambhog, which takes place after the Nayak and Nayaka have been somewhat distant from each other for some time. And Samriddhiman sambhog, that being separated and distant can mean distant through circumstances. It doesn't necessarily mean distance geographically. It can mean through circumstances they haven't been able to connect. Samriddhiman sambhog, flourishing sambhog, which takes place after being separated by a long distance. So this is by a long distance. Vijay, please describe Sankshipta sambhog in more detail. Goswami, Sankshipta sambhog is characterized by reverence and shyness between the Nayak and the Nayaka. As a result, the expressions of their mutual love, such as kissing and embracing, are brief and hasty. Vijay, please explain Sankiran sambhog. Goswami, in Sankiran sambhog, the Nayaka's endeavors for amorous pastimes are expressed with simultaneous feelings of pain and pleasure. This is compared to the relish of chewing hot sugar cane. Although it is sweet, it also burns. This state results from her remembering that the Nayak had deceived her from seeing marks of amorous enjoyment on the Nayak's body, or from hearing from others about his amorous activities with other women. So this is all in the emotional arena of increasing the speciality of this meeting. When Man has occurred, because Radhika has experienced Krishna's philandering or deceitful behavior, then she forgives him, but there's still some hesitancy. So this is called Sankshipta. Sankshipta means restricted sambhog. Oh, sorry, Sankiran. Sankiran, sorry. Sankiran. Vijay, what is Sampanna Sambhog? Goswami, Sampanna Sambhog takes place when the Nayak returns to be with the Nayika after being a short distance away. There are two types, Agati and Pradurbhav. Agati is the appearance of the Nayak before the Nayika during the routine of general everyday life. For example, the gopis have darshan of Krishna regularly in the evening when he returns from grazing the cows. Pradurbhav refers to Krishna's sudden appearance before the gopis when they are extremely overwhelmed by prema. An example of Sri Krishna's sudden appearance before the gopis when they are lamenting in separation because he had disappeared from the Rasa Leela. So we remember that pastime, we were talking about it yesterday. When Krishna leaves the Rasa Leela, then the gopis become like it's described in that chapter 30, like a bunch of mad women searching through the forest. Desperately, Krishna had given them so much attraction, so much affection. Krishna had manifested two forms on either side of the gopis, and they were dancing, the height of their ecstasy, that mood of Saubhagya. They felt the most fortunate ladies in the universe to have Krishna there, showering his kripa directly upon them. And then he disappeared because Sri Radhika had left. So many things on this. He had disappeared from the Rasa Leela. In Pradurbhav, there is a festival of happiness arising from the fulfillment of all one's cherished desires. Vijay, what is Samriddhiman Sambhog? Goswami, it is not possible for the Nayak and Nayikas to see each other and meet each other all the time, because they are subordinate to others and are bound by social etiquette. The profuse bliss that they experience when they meet suddenly after being released from the influence of external pressures is called Samriddhiman Sambhog. There are two types of Sambhog ras, namely concealed chana and manifest prakash, but there is no need to explain them at present. So these are described in the Ujjvala Nilmani. Vijay, what is Gona Sambhog? Goswami, Gona Sambhog refers to the particular pastimes of Sri Krishna that are experienced during dreams. There are two kinds of dreams, general and special. I've already described general dreams in the context of Vyabhachari Bhav. The Sambhog in special dreams is experienced as real and supremely amazing, and it is endowed with sthai bhavs and sanchari bhavs like those of the waking state. In other words, it is exactly like Sambhog while one is awake. So that's a very real dream. Gona Sambhog has the same four divisions as Mukhya Sambhog: Sankshipta Sambhog, brief Sambhog; Sankiran Sambhog, restricted Sambhog; Sampanna Sambhog, enriched Sambhog; and Samriddhiman Sambhog, flourishing Sambhog.
Is it working? Because I'm not getting any network.
Yes,
So
it's working.
It's working.
Vijay. Yeah, it's going. Vijay. No factual events occur when one is dreaming. So how is Samriddhiman Sambhog at all possible in dreams? Goswami. The Swarup, essential nature of a dream, is the same as that of a waking state, because it's a state of consciousness. So whether you're in a sleeping consciousness or an wakeful consciousness, it's going to have the same experience if Krishna manifests in the dream as when he manifests externally. And this is demonstrated by the example of Usha and Aniruddha. While Usha was asleep in King Banu's inner royal chambers in Shantipur, she was practically experiencing the pleasure of union with Aniruddha in her dream. At the very same time, Aniruddha was dreaming in his sleeping chamber in Dwarkapuri and was also enjoying the pleasure of Vilas with Usha. Ordinary people of the mundane realm do not have such experiences. We can substantiate this fact still further by the evidence of direct perception, for there are examples of Siddha Bhaktas having supremely wonderful dreams in which they receive articles such as ornaments which are still with them when they wake up. This is because such dreams are themselves a reality. They're different states of consciousness. Just a second. Similarly, Krishna gopis who have the dreams of gopis who have transcended the fourth state, namely samadhi, and attained the fifth state, mainly prem, are not false like the dreams that are caused by the mode of passion. Rather, the dreams of the gopis are aprakat, nirgun, and absolutely real. Consequently, it is perfectly possible for some Riddhiman Sambhog to take place in the highly astonishing aprakat dream pastimes of Krishna and his beloved gopis. Very interesting, fascinating, that even in dreams this Samriddhiman Sambhog can manifest. Vijay, please describe the Anubhavs of Sambhog. Goswami, the Anubhavs of Sambhog are seeing each other, Sandarshana, talking, Jalpana, touching, Sparshana, blocking each other's way in a solitary place, Raha Vartma Rodhana, Rasa Leela, pleasure pastimes in Vrindavan, Vrindavan Krida, playing in the Jamuna, Yamuna Jal Keli, boat pastimes, Noka Vilas, pastimes of stealing flowers, Pushpa Chorya Leela, pastimes of demanding taxes, Dan Leela, hide and seek in the Kunjas, Kunje Lukachori Kela, drinking honey wine, Madhu Pan, Krishna dressing in female attire, Stri Vesh Dharana, pretending to sleep, Kalpata Nidra, gambling, Duta Krida, pulling off each other's garments, Vastra Akarshana, kissing, Kumbhana, embracing, Alingana, making nail marks, Naka Arpana, drinking the nectar of the lips that are like bimba fruits, Bimba Adara Shuddhapan, and enjoying amorous union, Niduvan Ramana Samprayoga. Vijay. So these are all the Anubhavs of this Sambhog. Vijay. Prabhu, Leela Vilas is distinct from amorous union, Samprayoga. Which of these two gives more bliss? Goswami, there is more bliss in Leela Vilas than in Samprayoga. Vijay, how do Sri Krishna's beloved gopis address him in a loving mood, pranaya? Goswami, the Sakis address Sri Krishna with great affection as Hey Gokulananda, Hey Govinda, Hey Goshtendra Kula Chandra, the moon of the family of the king of cowherd men. Hey Praneshwara, the Lord of my life. Hey Sundarotsma, whose chest and shoulders are very beautiful. Hey Nagara Shiromani, O crest jewel of lovers, hey Vrindavan Chandra, hey Gokul Raj, hey Manohar, O thief of my mind. These are all affectionate addresses. We heard previously when the gopis are chastising Krishna, there was a whole list of the ways they address him there in the previous chapter. So here it's the other way around. Vijay, Prabhu, I understand that there are two types of Krishna Lila, namely Prakat, manifest, and Aprakat, unmanifest. But are they still one and the same tattva? Now please explain to me the types of Prakat Braja Lila. So we have Lila in Bauma Vrindavan and we have Lila in Aprakat Vrindavan. And Vijay wants to know whether it's the same. What is the distinction between these two, basically? Goswami. There are two types of Prakat Braj Lila, Nitya, eternal, and Naimitic, occasional. The Braja pastimes that take place during the 8 periods of the day and night, Astakalya Lila, are actually Nitya Lila, whereas Krishna's killing Putana and his long sojourn away from Braj in Mathura and Dwarka are Naimitic Leelas. So the killing of Kamsa, etc. This is all Naimitic Leela. It's only we're going to hear what are the actual pastimes. Vijay, Prabhu, please instruct me about the Nitya Leela. Goswami, we find two types of description, one by the rishis and the other by the Goswamis of Vrindavan. Which of these would you like to hear? Vijay, I would like to hear the description of the shlokas that the rishis have composed. So there are two presentations of Astakalya Lila, and we can search for the one by the Goswamis. We have been given that many times. Goswami. Nishanta Prata Purvano Madhyayas Chapranaka Shyam Pradosha Ratischa Kalasto Chayata Kramam Madhyano Yamani Kavo Yan Muhurtam Ito Smrito Tri Muhurtam Iti Gyaya Nishanta Pramukaha Pare. The Asta Kalya Lila of Braj takes place during 8 periods of the day and night. These are 1. Nishant, the end of the night, just before dawn. 2. Prata, morning. 3. Purvana, forenoon. 4. Madhyana, noon. 5. Aparana, afternoon. 6. Syam, late afternoon and dusk. 7. Pradosh, evening. And 8. Ratri, night. The Ratri Leela and the Madhyana Leelas both last for 6 muhurtas, while the other 6 periods each last for 3 muhurtas. So this makes up the 24 hours of the day. And we can send you a picture of all the Leelas and the separation, etc. is there. We have that. So Sri Sadashiva has explained this Astakalya Leela in Sanat Kumar Samhita. He has specified which services are to be rendered at particular times of the day in accordance with the Astakalya Leela. Thus one should remember the appropriate Leela at the appropriate time. So the sadhak, he can be thinking of the particular Leela at any time of the 24 hours. So it's very helpful to become familiar with the pastime timings, so that any time of the day, right now it's 5:30, just gone past 5:30. So this is Goduli time. This is the time Krishna comes back with all the cows into Nandagaon, and the gopis are there in their chandrashalas watching from their watchtowers, and it's a very ecstatic pastime. But this is how we can remember Krishna 24 hours of the day, by becoming familiar with all these. Actually, if we read Bhajan Rahasya chalks out these Bhajan Rahasya has 8 chapters or 8 yamas of the day, and each of those yamas pertains to one particular period of the day and night. Vijay, Prabhu, may I please hear the statements of Jagat Guru Sadashiva. Goswami, listen carefully. Sadashiva Uvacha Parakiya Bimaninyas Tatasya Cha Priyajana Prachuranaiva Bhavena Ramanti Nija Priyam Ramanti Nija Priyam. Sadashiva said, Sri Hari's beloved damsels in Braj, who have the sentiments of Parakiya Bhav towards him, please the darling of their hearts with profuse moods of divya prem, divya divine prem. Atmanam chintayet tatra tesham madhye manoraman rupa yovana sampanam kishorim pramadakritim. Hey Narad, you should contemplate your Atma Swarup in the following manner. You are a Kishori, pre-adolescent gopi, and you reside in the very heart of transcendental Vrindavan, amidst the beloved damsels of Krishna. You are endowed with paramore sentiment for him. You have a charming, youthful form and an enchanting, intoxicating beauty. Nana Silpa Kala Bijnam Krishna Bhogan Nurupinam Pratitam Api Krishnena Tato Bhoga Paranmukim. You are accomplished in many fine arts for Sri Krishna's pleasure. Yet even if Krishna earnestly requests to meet with you, you are ever averse to pleasure, unrelated to the pleasure of your Swamini. Radhikan Charinim Nityam Tatsevana Parakyanam Krishna Rapi Adhikam Prem Radhikayam Prakurvratim. You are a maidservant of Sri Krishna's most beloved consort, Sri Radhika, and are wholly and exclusively dedicated to her seva. You always have more prem for Sri Radhika than for Sri Krishna. Prityanuva shamayatnat tayo sangama karinanim tatsevana sukula tada bhavenatsu nirvritam. Every day, with much endeavor, you arrange for the youthful couples meeting and remain forever content in the ecstatic bliss of their service. Ityatman vichintyaiva tatra sevam samacharit brahma muhurtam arabhaya yavat tusyan ahan ishi. Thus, while conceiving of your Atma Swarup in this particular way, you should painstakingly render Manasi Seva in transcendental Vrindavan from Brahma Muhurta to the end of Nishanta Lila, the pastime at night's end. Vijay, what are the activities of Nishanta Lila? Goswami, Shri Vrinda Uvacha, so now Vrinda Devi speaking. Shri Vrinda Uvacha Madhye Vrindavanam Ramye Panchashat Kunje Mandite Kalpa Vriksha Nukunjeshu Divya Ratna Mai Grihe. Sri Vrinda Devi said, in the midst of enchanting Vrindavan, surrounded by 50 kunjas of desire trees, lies a bower cottage of Chintamani gems. Nidrito tishtitas talpe nividalangito mita mad agna karibi paschat prakshibir bodhitva api. There on a bed of fragrant flowers, Yugal Kishore, Vrishabhanu Dulali, Srimati Radharani, and Brajendra Nandan, Sham Sundar Shri Krishna, lie asleep in a firm embrace. Then according to my instructions, Rindadevi's instructions, the birds attempt to awaken them by a rousing chorus of melodious, warbling songs. Gadhalingana nirvedam apto tadpanga kattaro namatim kurvatastalpat sammutam sammuhatam managi manapi. However, the two lovers have become so intrinsically unbreakable. However, the two lovers have become so intrinsically unbreakably one through their deep embrace that even the thought of breaking up evokes alarm. Indeed, they are unable in the slightest to fix their minds on rising. Tatascha sharika shabai shabdai shuka shabdas chato muhur bodhito vivado vakyai svaltalpad udatashtapattatam. However, by the repeated and ingenious urgings of the Sukha and Sarika, male and female parrots, they at last awaken and rise from their bed. Upavishto tato dristva sakyastalpe mudanvito pravishya kurvanti sevam tatkala syorchitam tayo. Seeing Radha and Krishna sitting blissfully on the bed, the Sakis happily approach them and render the various services required at that time. Punascha sharirik vyakai uttayato svatalpataha agato svasva bhavanam vidyutkanta kalo mita. But just thereafter, through further prompting from the Sarik, the divine couple eventually arise from their bed and rush to their respective homes, full of anxiety, provoked by the transcendental rasas of fear and restlessness. So this is just a brief outline, a summary, but the Goswamis have filled in so many different descriptions here, particularly Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in his Govinda Lilamrita and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in the Bhavanamrita, Krishna Bhavanamrita. Both of these books describe particularly the Astakaliya Lila in great detail, and the devotees should familiarize themselves with both of these readings, with these songs of the descriptions that are there. Vijay, what are the Pratah Kaliya Lila, morning pastimes? Goswami. Pratascha bodhito matra talpad uttaya svatvaya gritva krishno danta kashtam baladev samanvitaha. In the morning, Yashodamaya calls Krishna, who then gets up from his bed and brushes his teeth with a twig in the company of Sri Baladev. Matrano modito yati goshalam danotso antotsuka radhapi bodhita vipra vyasya sva talpataha. Then, with her permission, they go to the cowshed, eager to milk their cows. O sage, Sri Radha also leaves her bed in the morning, awakened by her Sakis. Uttaya tanta kashtadi kritva bangam samarcharet snana vidam tato gatva snapita lalita tibi. After she has brushed her pearl-like teeth with an astringent twig, her Sakis massage her body with aromatic oils. After that, she enters the bathing chamber and sits upon an elevated asana, while Lalita and other principal Sakis perform abhishek of her divine form. Bhushagraham brajet tatra vyayasa bhusainte api bhusane vivadai daivya ganda malyanulaipanai. Next, she enters the ornament palace, There, her Sakis apply divine creams and scents, decorate her with various divine garments and ornaments, adorn her with pleasing, fragrant garlands, and cool her brow with the pulp of sandal. Tatascha svajanastasya shushusham papya yatnata praktum adyutate svanam sa saki sa yashodaya. When Srimati Radhika has thus received complete and attentive service from her Sakis by Yashoda Mai's request, she departs for Nanda Bhavan to cook delicious food for Krishna. So all of these pastimes, as I said previously, can be completely opened out, and the sadhaks should engross as much as their day as possible in relishing these individual pastimes. Hearing this, Narad asked, Katam ayutate devi prakartam sa yashodaya sattishu prakatishu rishyucha rohini pramakusasva api kasavipi. Hey Devi, there are many expert cooks headed by Rohini Maya. Why then does Mother Yashoda invite Radharani to cook in Nanda Bhavan? Durvasaya swayam dato varastasyai mudamone iti katyaini vakratat shrutam ashin maya pura. Sri Vrindadevi said, O Narad, I formerly heard from Bhagavati Katyayani that Durvasa Muni bestowed the following boon upon Srimati Radhika. Vayayat parayat prachyate devi tad anam mad unagrahat mishtam sadvo amrita sparadim bhoktre ayukaram tata ayukshkaram tata. Hey Devi, by my mercy, whatever food you cook will rival the nectar of the gods. Furthermore, it will bless the eater with great longevity. Iti avayate tam nityam yashoda putra vatsala ayusham me bhavet putra swadulabat tata sati. Thus, Putra Vatsal Yashoda, praying, let my son be long-lived, daily invites Srimati Radhika to Nanda Bhavan to cook. She also has an intense greed to taste that delectable food. Sva sranam mudito sapi rista nando layam brajet swasaki prakara tatra gatva prakam karoti cha. Taking permission from her mother-in-law, Srimati Radhika blissfully comes to the home of Nanda, accompanied by her Sakis to prepare the kitchen. Krishna pi dugavaka kaschit dayotiva jana praya agachiti pitra vakyat swagraham sakipir britaha. Meanwhile, Shri Krishna milks a few cows himself, and then, on his father's order, he engages others to milk the remaining cows and returns home with his friends. Abhyanga mardanam kritva dasya shamshvapito muda dota vastradaras shravvi chandrakanta chandranakta kalevaraha. Arriving home, his servants gleefully massage his divine body with oil and bathe him. Then they dress him with fresh clothes, smear his body beautifully with sandal paste, and decorate him with fragrant garlands. Dvivrastra badakeshascha grivadbolo
babalo parispurahan chakrakara spurat balas tilakoloka ranjitaha.
Krishna wears two garments. One covers his lower body and one his chest. Cascading around his graceful neck and forehead, his charming curly hair brilliantly expands his unprecedented sweet beauty. On his effulgent forehead, which resembles the half moon, his servants draw a charming tilak sign which delights the eyes of all.
Kankanangara kayura ratnamudra lasatkarha muktahara sprahat praksho makarakti kundalaha makarikrita kundalaha.
On his wrists, Sri Krishna wears bejeweled bracelets, and on his arms, precious jeweled bangles. On his hands, signet rings shine. On his chest, a pearl necklace glistens, and dazzling Makara-shaped sapphire earrings swing from his ears.
Muhu akrito matra pravishet bojane alam avalambya karam sakyur baladevam anuvrataha.
After this, Sri Krishna hears Yashomati repeatedly calling him. So surrounded by his sakhas and holding one of them by the hand, he follows his elder brother, Baladev, into the Bhojanalaya, the dining hall.
Bhunte pi vivalhanani matra cha sakibirvitaha hasayan vivadaya hasyai shakim stai hasatisyam swayam.
There, in his Sakha's company, he relishes all the preparations prepared by Radhika and her Sakhis, making many jokes. He makes his friends laugh, and he also laughs with them.
Itam bhuktva tata chamya divya kato parishanam vishramet sevake tatam tambulam vibarjan ado.
When he has finished his meal, he takes archaman, mouthwash, and his servants offer him tambul, which he distributes among his sakhas. Thereafter, he rests on a transcendental bed for some time and chews the tambul. Vijay, please describe Purvarna Leela, forenoon pastimes. Goswami,
Gopaveshtara Krishna Denu Vrinda Para Saha Rajavasi Jana Pritya Sarvai Anukata Pati.
Sri Krishna, attired in Gopavesh, then leaves the village with the cows for cow grazing. At that time, all the Brijbasis follow him some distance from the village, drawn by their intense love and affection for him. Krishna just wants to go to the forest. Mother Yashoda, Nanda Baba, and the residents of Vrindavan can't bear the thought of him going into the forest alone. It's taken him a long time to get permission to go into the forest. And then when he's going, his mother keeps running after him again and again and again. And finally he turns back and asks his mother to make him a special type of milkshake-like drink. And then she has some savor and she stops. And then he asks his father to make some of those sticks that they play that game with. Guli Dela. Guli Danda. A game called Guli Danda. And they need special sticks for that, like shaped at the ends. So he asks his father to please arrange for that. So now he has savor. So then they stop. And then he can be liberated into the forest with his suckers.
Pitram matram natva netrantena priyaganam yato yogyam tata chanyan sa nivartya vanam brajet.
Speaking respectfully, Sri Krishna offers pranam to his father and mother. At the same time, through the corner of his eyes, he glances meaningfully at his beloved gopis and thrills their hearts. Then, after paying due respect to those who have followed him, Vamsidhari Shyam proceeds with his sakas towards the pastures.
Vanam pravisya shakibhya kridayatvi yitva shanam tata varharai pivadastatra vane vikradato muda.
Having entered the forest for some time, he creates many kinds of games and gleefully sports with his sakas.
Vanchayitva chatan sarvan divratai priya sakyavrita sanketakam prajitarshat priya sandarshanokshaka.
Then, cleverly engaging them in activities such as pasturing the cows, he tricks them and leaves them all aside. He then proceeds jubilantly with 2 or 3 priya sakas towards the rendezvous, Sanket, with his beloved gopis, eagerly to see his priya. Sometimes it's described that he just goes behind a tree and all the sakas are waiting for him to reappear. But he actually goes for 5 hours. And when he again reappears from behind the tree, they all think he's just gone for a moment. So Krishna can arrange many different ways of disentangling himself with his sakas to meet his priyasakis in Radhakund. Vijay, please describe the Madhyana Leela, midday pastimes. I think I will stop it here because our time is almost up and we can begin tomorrow from the midday. So we have had enough pastimes to contemplate today. And of course, if everyone's very enthusiastic, they can read the Madhyana pastimes for themselves. So we've had Nishanta Leela, Vrata Leela, and Purvana Leela. So these 3 Leelas we've discussed. And we're almost up to our time. So we'll stop here for today. This is the Madhyana Leela. And we'll carry on tomorrow through the rest of this Astakalya Leela, which is really intoxicating to read again and again and again and again. So yes, this Madhyana Leela is a long Leela, then the Syam and the Pradosh Leela, then the Ratri Leela. So all these Leelas are being described beautifully by Vrinda Devi, and she's speaking to Narad. And Shivji is quoting Vrinda Devi, speaking to Narad, because it starts off with Shivji. Shivji is speaking to begin with, and then he's quoting Vrinda Devi speaking, and then Vrinda Devi is asked questions by Narad. So that's the sequence. So it's actually coming from Vrinda Devi, but it's through the mouthpiece of Shivji. This is how much a great devotee, Vaishnavam Yatha Shambhu, Shivji is. So Jaiva Dharma Astakalya Leela, chapter 38, Ki Jai. Oh, Premanandi.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol.
Go Premanandi, Jai Dhamma Ki Jai. Vansha Kalpa Tarupnischa, Kripa Sindhavevicha, Patitanam Pavnabhyo, Vaishnave Namo Bhava. Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki Jai.